Hello my lovely live lovelies, or livelies as we like to call you, and welcome to a new series of Sent You a Message. Same old digs, same old presenters, and everything else is pretty much the same. If you're new to Sent You a Message, or SWAM as the kids on the street are calling it, it's pretty much a show where we sift through your many questions and we try to answer them. I'm Dan, also known as Mr. Pointyhead.
And I'm Andy, known as Super Kalo to my friends.
Okay, Super Kalo, let's get on with the first question.
It's Andy to you. Let's go swamming. Our first question is from Laura B. James via Twitter, who asks, why wasn't there a minigame for the Winter Extival? We love the dunking game in the Summer Festival. Snowballs for the win.
Well, Laura, there are actually 3 new toys, as we like to call them, in the works, and they're all due to arrive on the dash sometime between the middle of this month and the end of January. While I can't tell you exactly what those toys are going to involve, I can say that at least one of them involves hurling objects at your friends without any of the usual injuries, arguments or legal spats that follow.
You mean throwing objects at me?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I thought so.
Next up we have SyncarX, who's been told that the Facebook, Twitter and Last.fm applications that were recently added to the Xbox Live dashboard for gold subscribers will soon be available to under 18s. And they want to know whether there's any truth to that, so...
Yep, I mean, there is a date, or in fact there was a date, as the fix to make these fine social and musical apps available to people without an adult account was available on the 9th of December, space year 2009.
That's right, and the fix now allows anyone aged between the ages of 13 and 17 to access these apps so long as they have parental approval on their child accounts. Now, when you do actually get onto Twitter, I really would recommend following a couple of intelligent, humorous and downright charming chaps known as Mr. Pointyhead and Super Kalo. Much better than that Stephen Fry guy.
Big posh genius. Okay, our next question is from Cobalt Blue via Twitter, and he asks if there's any news on Perfect Dark coming to the Xbox Live Arcade.
Well, yes, it's definitely on its way, but Rare, being their usual super secretive selves, have only really confirmed that it's going to be coming around winter. Now, this winter actually means it could be any time between now and the 20th of March, so place your bets now. It's being handled not by Rare, but actually by another studio called 4J, who are also responsible for the recent conversions of Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie on Live Arcade. They've said that the game itself will remain fundamentally unchanged from the original N64 unofficial sequel to GoldenEye, but that it will have improved textures, it will have a much slicker frame rate, and more importantly, it will have the addition of Xbox Live multiplayer, so Modern Warfare 2 beware.
We're also reliably informed that you won't need a 4MB expansion pack to run it, so for more on Joe Dark's retro-tinged return, including screenshots and downloadable goodies, head to this address.
The boy Philip has got in touch with us via Twitter and has asked if there's a single-player campaign in the upcoming Battlefield Bad Company 2. He's heard a lot about the multiplayer, but he's not heard anything about a single-player component.
Yeah, well, DICE chose to focus on the multiplayer aspect of Bad Company 2 when they first announced it, not surprisingly, since multiplayer is the most important aspect of any Battlefield game. However, they have since announced that a single-player campaign will be part of the package. Little to nothing has been revealed about the story, but you will play as the greedy B Company boys once again, and there'll be plenty more environmental destruction to wreak as you once again risk your lives in your hunt for riches.
EA also recently confirmed that a limited edition of Battlefield BC2 will be released at the same time as the standard edition. That's the 5th of March. And it comes equipped with 6 multiplayer customizations for multiplayer matches. 4 of those are vehicle unlocks that enhance firepower, radar and armour, as well as a very cool tracer dart that attaches to enemy vehicles to allow your teammates to lock onto them with their RPGs. And if you fancy wielding an anachronistic arsenal in the midst of all this futuristic weaponry, you'll also be pleased to know that you'll get the M1A1 submachine gun and the M1911 pistol from Battlefield 1943. Not sure how long you're going to survive against all that cool new weaponry, but good luck anyway.
Okay, next up, Bob Ferradino asks, when will my avatar be able to buy some Christmas fare and dress up as Santa Claus?
Well, right now, Bob, a whole heap of holiday items has just been added to the Avatar Marketplace, which offers you a range of festive fashion to get you in the mood for this most jolly of seasons. Unfortunately, your avatar can't buy any of them because, well, they're not eligible for a credit card, so you'll have to stamp up the cash.
Yule. Like a Yule log. Brilliant.
Lewis Craig wants to know how on earth he gets hold of the auditory cape on Assassin's Creed 2. Well, Lewis, the auditory cape isn't easy to get. You actually have to find 100 feathers dotted around the entire game and then deposit them in the chest that you'll find in Ezio's Mother Maria's little room in Monte Regione. Once you've got hold of the cape, you can then equip it by going to your inventory screen and selecting it from outfits. There's also an additional achievement for wearing it in every city, as the cape raises your notoriety to 100%. However, remember that the mountains also count as a city for some reason, so be sure to wear it there too.
In terms of DLC, we can confirm there are at least 2 pieces of DLC coming for Assassin's Creed 2 early next year. The first piece is called The Battle of Forlì. Ubisoft are being sketchy on the details, but if I can just put my historian's cap on for a moment, I'll speculate that they may be referring to the infighting that followed the death of the Lord Pino III in 1480. Of course, Forlì was also seized by Visconti in 1488 and by Cesare Borgia in 1499, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, the second DLC is called The Bonfire of the Vanities, which, if I can just put my historian's cap on for a moment, probably refers to the historical event where financial whiz-kid Tom Hanks hits a kid with his car and is investigated by alcoholic journalist Bruce Willis.
I think you'll find it probably refers to the burning of thousands of objects that were thought to promote sin, such as mirrors, cosmetics, art and books, by the supporters of the Dominican priest Girolamo Savonarola.
Yeah, because that's relevant to the Italian Renaissance. The first pack's out in January, and the second pack will follow the month after.
Okay, Toxic Sausage 3 is disappointed with Last.fm. It doesn't understand why, when you select an artist, it plays songs that you haven't heard of from different bands.
Well, that's kind of the point, really. When you select an artist on Last.fm, it then provides a whole heap of other suggestions of bands that sound a bit like the band that you like, therefore building up a personalised radio station of sorts where you're kind of encouraged to discover brand new music and bands who you may never have heard of before.
It's probably better to look at Last.fm as a great way to discover awesome bands that you've never heard of than an on-demand music player.
Now, lots of you are asking the simple question, where's my Chocobo?
I'm talking about Jessica Chocobo. She's on every Sunday on IGN Strategizer.
No. Now, they're referring to a special event organised by Xbox and Square Enix on Twitter, where the community had to work together to unlock a special avatar item by tweeting with a special hashtag. That special item transpired to be a Chocobo, the oversized chick that's appeared in pretty much every Final Fantasy game you can name. Now, enough of you joined the cause and unlocked said item, which we're told will be with you before Christmas, so there's less than 2 weeks to wait at the most.
Remember, you can still register for your Chocobo pet if you haven't done so already. Just go to the URL below, and you'll be sent a download code soon by email.
Just make sure that when you log into xbox.com that it is the right version for your region. So, for example, if you're in the UK, it should say xbox.com/ENGB, or if you're in Ireland, xbox.com/EN-IE.
And finally, rhammond92 on Twitter wants to know, what was the deal with that pink screen that came up randomly during my section on last week's Insiders?
Well, the answer's pretty simple. The pink screen is actually our brand new correspondent, and he's got a special section on SentUAMessage. Well, he'll be giving you his opinion on the latest Xbox news. Take it away, pink screen. It's so true. I've never really thought about it like that before.
Not really, of course. That would be awful. It was actually just a technical error, and we promise it'll never happen again. See, that one was purple. Completely different. So, keep your questions coming in. Send them to sentyourmessage@hotmail.com, the gamer tag sentyourmessage, or you can at us on Twitter @sentyourmessage. We also have a Facebook group at facebook.com/, what was it?
SentUAMessage?
Yeah, that was it. See you next time, guys.